How much of this have you either learned or adapted from being a police officer and seeing some shit and seeing the world like, oh, like there's worse things out there in the world that like if this happens, we'll be okay?
Yeah. I mean, some of the worst days of my life were having to go and like tell someone that their child was dead.
Yeah.
You know, like, so people like think about cops and they're like, you know, either they hate them or they think that like it's just all crazy gunfights and car chases and stuff. But like the real moments are like I remember like one of the worst day on the job ever for me was having to go tell some family that their son had killed himself. Like there's nothing in business that equals that.
Yeah.
And I remember like I was at hockey one time. This guy, real pompous guy, and he's probably late 50s, early 60s, finance bro, like lifetime finance bro.
6'5"?
What's that?
6'5"? Blue eyes?
No, short, portly,
Okay.
really loud.
The real finance.
And I don't think he knew what I did for a living. And I think I was still a cop at the time. And we went out for wings after hockey. And this guy's talking about the financial crisis. And he goes, you want to talk about being stressed? Like, we saved the world as financial advisors. And I was like, get up. And I didn't say anything. I don't, to this day, I don't talk to that guy. Because I'm like, man, your overinflated self-image is so bizarre to me.
Yeah.
When you have like I love it when nurses show up here and buy cases of our coffee to the hospital. Like when I was as a copy, I ended up in the hospitals a lot. When I go in and there'd be like 3 doctors drinking our cold brew in the emergency room. I'm like, dude, like this is why we did it. Like this is it, you know, like this is crazy. And none of this matters at all compared to what those people are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like at all. Like any business is irrelevant compared to like the work you do with humans. So it's just like, you know, like the social worker that's out there trying their best to get their mentally ill, drug addicted client to not die today is way more important than any of this.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't stress about it.
Is that almost liberating in a sense that you're able to detach from that final goal, right? Maybe that final goal isn't to make $1 million or to, you know, drive a Ferrari every day to work. And you're almost motivated by this like undeniable stack of like just service.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just want to make this world a better place. And you're able to do that through your own unique way through coffee, right?
Well, coffee brings people together at good and bad times of their life. It's been around since like biblical times. Like it was discovered in Ethiopia by a goat farmer whose goats were eating the fruit and getting hyper. So he discovered the coffee pit is like,
really?
Yes, that's where coffee was found. So like our Ethiopian coffee comes from the same region that coffee was discovered in Ethiopia. And that's why we bring it in from there. It's like a tribute to the origins of coffee. And it's not going anywhere. It's a staple. And yeah, like it's just, I think our community is built on this brown water. Like it really is. And I've been sober for a couple of years. So like I used to drink a lot. I used to drink way too much, and it was time for me to get sober. But coffee and the Sheepdog brand kind of saved me from like alcoholism and like all the dark places I got into with alcohol. And so like it's just another layer of why this is important to me. But yeah, I don't know if I really answered your question.
No, I think you did. I think the purpose just speaks naturally, right? It's not about like, like I don't think it's very evident even through your branding that it's not like coming here taking over the industry. It's like you found your own place and you're paving your own path. So yeah, that's where I want to dive into your brand is really like,
well, I really, really get disgusted by false idols. And I think about this a lot. Like, okay, I'm going to go on a roundabout story here.
Sure.
Okay. One thing that I really observed while policing was that all of the people we dealt with were all children. And I remember, like, obviously, right, we were all kids, right? And I remember this, one of my very first partners in the police, he had like 30 years on as a cop, big old man, just like a dad figure, right? And he goes, we went to this really awful call where a bunch of young street gang members were hanging out in one apartment, and a bunch of other young rival street gang members came in, and they got in a machete bear mace fight, and but then we get there, and the lady who owned the suite, I'm going to call her a lady, but it's a stretch. She had face tattoos, gang, hood shit. And she has I think there was 3 kids, but 2 for sure, under 5-year-old kids that are hers in this suite with all these gang members doing drugs and going nuts in the places. So now we get there, there's bear mace all over the place, there's blood everywhere. And she was taking the blood of the other gang members and rubbing it on her kids' faces to celebrate that they had defeated the home invaders. And we leave this call, and I think that my old partner could kind of really, when we were all done, I think he kind of see that I was thinking about it, and he goes, the kids will break your heart if you let them. And then what I realized was all of the kids that we deal with all become the adults we deal with. And so I think I had this breakthrough a couple years ago where now all I see in people is their little boy or the little girl, right? And so I think that's very freeing too. So when you talk about opportunities and you're I'd love to interview this guy, I think about well, who was that guy as a little kid? And what motivates him? Why did he make the decisions he did to get where he is? And for me, it's very freeing to just see people as the kid that maybe didn't get loved or didn't get whatever. So that's kind of how I view all my, that's how I approach a lot of things, is with the inner child in mind. Yeah.
What was your inner child?
I think that my parents worked a ton. So I was kind of just left on my own a lot. And I think you don't see successful people, and I think what a lot of people think about, and I'm not successful, I'm just working really hard, but
that's a great line. That's a great line. Sorry.
No, it's true. I think that always comes from a place of some pain, right? There's something there that makes you drive and push. And sometimes you see really just nice, stable people are I got a good job, and I got a great girlfriend, life is good, I got a golden retriever, life is it. And that's just kind of who they are. And that's never been me. I've always been what's next? How can I change the world? What matters? How do I do more? So I think that just comes from a place of wanting to earn my place in the world.